more than others.
Yeah, right now, hot contest on the bottom bubble, and it's going to be a real fight for them to try and join some of the teams maybe in the survival stage, not to mention the top 5 going straight to those grand finals. We're going to be heading over into Erangel for the last time. Group A, as the plane path sends on over. Looks like we're coming from North George, cutting down toward Novo way, towards that military base. We saw that military circle finish in the last match. It did get a little bit messy around the runway. Let's see if we can tidy things up here.
Yeah, see how we're looking and what sort of sauce we're going to be cooking with into our last 3 games of today. And obviously for some teams, John, that's the brutal reality of the situation. It's not just the last few games they're playing today, it could be the last few games they played this entire tournament. And obviously for what we've been building up for throughout the season, throughout this year, back-to-back grinding for some opportunities to really arrive in Paris, France here at Pmwc 26, John. If it's taken away from you in the space of 12 games, it's going to be such a gut-wrenching feeling.
Well, that's going to happen. It is going to happen necessarily to at least 12 players.
Yeah.
Because 3 of these teams are going to be going home, as the desk was talking about before. It's, you know, Alula on that bubble right now, 33 points to 35. They need to jump up a little bit further. It's a little bit further to go for the teams beneath them as well, but it is still all to play for as we enter the back half of the day. Over military base, looks like we've got 3 teams dropping out. Goat will be heading on through, trying to make their way over to Novo. A very heavy west plane path.
Yeah, it is a bit. Ooh, shift on that as well. God, we've had some kind of rough circles so far. John, I don't know if you'd agree, mate. Past day, especially today again, it's been a bit aggro. This is one that I imagine for Goat Team, you're probably going to look up and go, you know what, it's not that bad. We love a late rotate, guys. This is the dream.
Yeah, grab some of those hovercrafts, pull a KRX, send it for 2, and get in late into the game, or at least try to. Looks like Flasher on the hunt. They've spotted 2 players in a buggy. Out of the window he goes. Win for the spray down. Doesn't quite connect on the first one. Reload, leaning out the window, 3 players in the car, trying to chase them. It looks like X-Force rejects are wily to it.
Yeah, Win looking for the lineup. Full gangster level plays as he leans out the back seat with the boys tracking nicely. That's going to be the bonnet over the top of Reverb to get their first Elim hard hammered in. So not ideal for reject, John. You've dropped into a field and you've been mowed over by a vehicle.
Far from it. Yeah, absolutely. Do want to be keeping all your players alive right until the very end, Jackie. That is a top tip for PUBG Mobile. But they are going to be playing on and right on the bubble as well in that 13th place position. It is rough stuff. Especially given that they're one of the few teams who's already dropped up towards this north side, right? With 4 players, they have such a better opportunity with Severny to grab everything that they want. And if you guys want to grab everything that you want, make sure that you're joining the Uzumaki Naruto event to make sure you can get the chance to draw those beautiful skins that have been added to the game over the course of it. And see if you can take the top spots here. Well, you have to wait for that probably. Next qualifiers.
Yeah, maybe another year, maybe another time. But obviously for the squads that are battling it out right now, I do like the point that you established, the idea that for a team that was thankfully gifted a position that was far closer towards zone, you've got a quicker rotate to actually get yourself set up, find some safe ground, get yourself truly looted rather than just with scraps when things kick off and you're forced to run into a team on rotate. Well, that would be a lot easier if you had all 4 players. Even one at a pivotal point like this makes it far harder to actively fight. And reject, I mean, not, you know, being rude, John, they need the extra level right now. You need the full squad. 3 players, this is going to be a bumpy ride.
Yeah, they're only 2 points ahead. They definitely need to have everything playing to their tune if they can get it. Team Flash very happy to be able to add another point to their tally, try and solidify themselves in towards the top 5. Because of how the plane path was sat, it did exacerbate those vehicle drops, which is why you see that sort of conflict. And then trying to break out to the east, you kind of are going to expect it on a situation like that where you start all the way out on that northwest side. So yeah, brilliant stuff for Team Flash to be able to hunt that one down. I just hope they didn't waste too much time. It was pretty quick though, so I don't imagine that they have. They also have all of Yasnaya to be looting through. We are seeing the classic Enigma Galaxy send 2 out and see how far you can go. I'm expecting to see them in Kameshki in about a minute.
Yeah, this has been, well, you know, relatively working for them. It's been something they've adopted far more with a 2-2 split being a bit more proactive. We've seen that over the course of the flow of games today as well. Opportunity that they might run into some bystanders and possibly get a read on it. Avoid early interaction if possible with this setup. It's TTG just nearby, Ulf and then Flash in the middle as well. And of a squad that's there though, John, OG, been looking a lot more exciting as the event's gone on. A lot of fanfare behind them.
Yeah, absolutely. They have really picked things up today, obviously taking that top spot right now, just about pipping Fourth Drive to the post for the time being, but there is still time to change that. Of course, again, very closely for position. But for both of these two teams, it's about that top 5. It's brilliant that you have that sort of step up for Orangutan, for Fourth Thrives. They have really been putting that pressure on towards the top of the tables, and it's been great to see they've been able to ascend to such heights. But yeah, for Orangutan, they're looking much more coordinated today. They're looking like they really have it figured out in a lot of situations, I think it's safe to say. Quick refuel there for Fourth Thrives as I get some target practice in. Getting ready for it. And I'm assuming, yeah, I'm just going to top that one up right to the tippy top, and off he goes. Falak on the road again. Falak was kind of crazy with it at the end of that last match, right? Sending forwards over towards, I think it was Nick the Galaxy to try and sweep through. Obviously, no, sorry, it was Coops who took him down from Nick the Galaxy. Yeah. But yeah, it was really quite nutty what they were able to pull off there. Unfortunate that Coops did roll them down, but you can see why people talk about Falak the way they do from the play in the end there. I would say a little bit too much risk for my liking, but that's why I'm not in his shoes.
That's fair enough, man. I think, at certain times you've got to dial it on, right? And if you can wreck yourself in those moments, we've seen when he does need to sort of realistically understand it's time to play a bit slower, be a bit more defensive, he can hit that switch. But he's so damn slick with it in firefights that, honestly, I'm pretty excited seeing him giving it. He started off day one with an absolute fanfare of performance, and that's not gone anywhere. Chance they might run into some uncomfortable water, though. You got this wrap over the bridge from Aurora, KRX just up ahead, and 2 of the 4-man split from Nigma, not too far away either.
Yeah, still in Pachinki though, and if I know anything about them, they're going to stay there until Zone 2, and then see where they can go. Okay, no, they are on the road now, so they have finally looked to leave Pachinki. As we hop over on board with Geeke, they are currently moving out towards the east side of Roshok, trying to find a way to maybe have a chance to cross the river later on. It looks like Orangutan are further ahead in that pursuit though, and that's going to make things difficult. Will cause a bit of a roadblock there, and instead they post up in some of the buildings. At the moment, with the river as it sits, you're more going to look to prioritize the eastern side of this circle right now because it's so much more mobile. Teams out there are going to have the opportunity to send all the way north nice and quickly, or drop down south if it comes to it. But the teams around the river, they're going to be blocking each other. It's going to be a lot harder to move. It's very, very difficult to try and make that rotation. But sometimes that's just where you have to find yourself. That's just where you are going to end up going. But yeah, I'm looking at the teams on the east and thinking they're going to have a better time of it in towards stage 2 and 3.
Yeah, it's fair enough, man. As much as the ideal situation doesn't always present itself, sometimes you've got to just roll with the punches. We did see a little bit of a read there from Geeke as well. It's Ragnarok that's looked like he's actually kind of the spear of this team in situations where they want to instigate. He's always keen for a fight. Took some warning shots over towards OG. Won't really invest much into it, but info goes both ways. They don't need to all-out brawl right now. They'll avoid that encounter. This is going to get spicy soon, though, John. A lot of space that's going to be taken away. Tons of squads getting neck and neck towards each other, and that's the crunch that comes in.
Yeah, keeps Yasnaya on the north side of this circle. Again, those teams out to the east side going to have better access to this one, but I'm looking at RRQ and wondering what their moves are here. It's a difficult spot for them. Do they try and force their way across the bridge? There's potential for them to get a good start, but as time ticks away, it's going to get less and less likely that they can make it unscathed. However, they have managed to send forwards a scout, and actually the compound to the south of that bridge looks fairly uncontested. They might just saddle themselves with a really quite brilliant compound on the west side of those Yaz fields. Very, very central, and potential to backswing if they do need to end up going to the north side in a crazy circle shift.
Ooh, 10 points for that one as well. Lovely work there, John. He's probably damaged the vehicle a little bit in terms of resale value, but hey hell, for what it was a nice rotate right up the ramp.
You know what, a chicken dinner's worth any resale value drop, so we'll see if they can leverage that position over on the east side. Very stylish though, and you're right, yeah, style points definitely super important here.
It's pretty on brand for Fourth Thrives as well, isn't it? Style, from what we've seen. And I wouldn't be surprised if we get a bit more of that. Right now they're looking over just towards the ridgeline, got a bit of a read on TTG, but once again, you don't want to throw the first domino and have it blow up in your face. But Flash,
don't know what sort of dominoes you're playing.
They're really big ones, but they're full of those, you know, the things you used to buy from the penny shop, you throw them down, they blow up. It's like that. Yeah. Bangers, John. Bangers.
Absolute bangers. Let's see if we've got a banger of fight on our hands here between Team Flash and Gaming Stars. Win pulling the pin. It looks like the opener has gone well, but Pmwc has already fallen as well. So it is not looking super healthy. You've got KRX also poking their noses in from the south side of this fight, Jackie, which is going to potentially force it into an uncomfortable scenario. Well, more uncomfortable than it already is, to try and find themselves locked horns now. Gaming Stars trying to rebuff Team Flash. Yeah, KRX going to continue to just slyly creep around the wing to this.
Now on the periphery, keeping their eyes open. Swash going in. Ooh, trying to swing the broadsword there on contact. Top's good for one quick flash back. Rolex with the heavy artillery doing damage as well. So trading blows right now, but this is looking like a pretty good recovery for Flash, John.
Yeah, it looks that way indeed as Gaming Stars go down and Flash hold their nerve in the fight. Some really cheeky angles being held there. The two ghillie suits on the inside of the building, not going to matter too much, but it does probably feel a little bit more insulting when you see a little bush Wookiee coming around the corner, taking those shots at you. In the meantime, we saw a player earlier drop from X-Force Rejects. It looks like they may not find too much more luck out in the open as they rotate towards the Wizard Tower here. This is very, very central in those Yaz fields. It is completely isolated, and SafG has nades for days. He's got one more, and he puts them to bed.
Man, that's clean. Straight on target, lines it up, knocks them down. 10 points for that one. As he'll be walking away with his head held high if this was basketball. Right now it's PUBG Mobile though, and they're living their movie. Two elims chimed in. They did lose easy for Bad Boy, so it's a three-man squad from this point forward.
See what they can get done with that. I was keeping track of the Enigma Galaxy rotate that we saw, the wide split. The forward duo actually rotated back around the side and re-injected from that south edge. And now Enigma Galaxy sit on the south side of this one. Should potentially have a pretty good position into the circle, but Four Thrives moving in from the east side could make that difficult. This is an interesting rotate coming through from AGAL, right? They are actually going over the north side of the Yaz Lake, followed by Alula, but they're going to have to try and cross the bridge. It looks like that Rosok bridge is going to be available for them. But are they going even further west? Okay, fair enough. If they don't have the scouting information, you might expect that Rosok bridge could be sat underneath.
Yeah, I suppose the paralysis by analysis on that one, overthinking it just in case. We'll see if they take a bit of time for a slightly longer rotate on it. Right now, more of a scouting party mission to read things. Alula going to double back as well towards Yaz as they don't overcommit on the chase. I'm looking at this very slow rotate we've had from GOAT as well. This is more classic GOAT, John. They love just wasting the time, dialing it down. And a potential fight versus Four Thrives is something where Killer Joe loves to stick his face into the mix. But look who gets the first knock. Falak out swinging.
And the flush as well comes on through. Falak on the broadside though, and a Team Flash to crack him open. And it will go down, not quite getting the flush, but he's very, very low. Immediately, IQ swings on wide. The spray down needs to come through, but the rest of Flash not quite in position. It was a cheeky pick, but I think they're going to be able to get Falak back to his feet. Zeus moves into an off angle, though, and that could be the high ground they're looking for with GOAT in the wings. Two, there is danger on every front. Falak will be back, though, and he will look to get some healing done. Four Thrives look to maintain position on the east side.
Yeah, I want to see if they can really dig their heels in and hold on to this. Top's attempted to get a large dash on the nade, but not enough distance to hit that one. And on the double back, he spotted out easy connections from Hooksy and Tree. That's going to be in left. Banged out in the field, John, as KRX clean up on that free elim.
No possibility of recovery there. Playing a player down now as well. Two players down now for Flash. KRX looking to hunt down a third as Zeus heads out into the blue with his comrade on the east side, really getting hounded out of town now. 3 circles in. We're about to see that next stage coming through, and as soon as you start getting knocked in the blue zone, it's not going to work out well for you. This central area, Ulf's compound, super important. With this next circle shift coming on through, if it heads out to the east, okay, it's going to guard a lot of access for the teams on the north, out to that west side as well. But I'm looking at Enigma Galaxy here, and I'm thinking, they found themselves in a pretty solid spot, as have Fourth Drives. Geeky as well, holding down that area, could potentially be on to a winner. But Thundertalk, slap bang in the middle, might just have what they needed, because X-Force Rejects, they're down and out already. We'll see if they can make it happen.
Pot shots being taken towards RRQ as well, with Alula finally making their push down. We had that split from either side of the squads with AGAL. And Alula being thrown into the blender. RRQ attempting to get the shots on target. Furia third party as Chief starts to strike. And they might be able to clean up onto this as well. Force the issue back onto Alula following the damage they've taken from that investment, John.
Trying to recoup some losses, see if they can consolidate, re-engage a little bit stronger. That north side does need to conclude fast though, because the circle has just started closing. AGAL on the west edge, that slow west side swipe is going to work out well for them in terms of staying alive, but the west insert may be a little bit more tricky. Ooh. On board with Furia as they take a tumble, but it's 1-for-1.
R3B, what can he do here? Closing the gap with the shotty, quick switch to the primary as well. Tracing not quite on point to get the back tag off as Furia do dip out. You can see the damage is already done. It's only a solo, but barely might survive. Survive being the operative term, and not this time. Alula wave bye-bye to Furia as they are down and out.
And they say hello to the top 13 with that as well. The 7 eliminations they found, they are making that break for the survival stages here and now. In match 10, takes until double digits apparently, but an inch is as good as a mile when it comes to qualification. And that's what they're looking for. As far as they can go in this match, they will start to put a buffer between them and the 2 teams beneath them who have already been eliminated from this match, which is brilliant news for them. And they might be chasing down Geeky and potentially RRQ off this match.
Exactly, see how far you can force this one. Do not leave fate in the hands of the other squads that are nearby you, vying for survival within today's games here at Pmwc. Give it your absolute all and write history for yourself. We've got the POV of Force right now. There was that 2 split players at the further backside from Foops and Moxie that were watching the rear. They're going to move up onto him safely in the compound. AGAL not too far out either. Been a whole lot quieter from Fourth Drive, sitting pretty for some time. Alula, meanwhile, has been forced to fight. And it seems like, again, they are willing to do so. Brief opportunity to loot. Yasser further back, vehicle taking some shots.
Do need to get a healing done nice and quickly. It's just not going to be quite enough. The play zone takes him down. Some tags coming on through, and he will fall. Unfortunate there to lose one, but yeah, for Alula, this may be as far as they can go. I was hopeful that they could find something maybe against Ulf, pushing in nice and quickly from that north side, but yeah, the doors are starting to close. The windows too, locked and bolted. They're going to have to smash something if they want to break their way through. Falak now in contest again, peeking over the ridgeline as KRX may have their attention diverted down to the south side.
Oh, they're so low though from the sustained damage they're taking from outside of the blue and the pot shots. Even with R3D getting that tag into the back of KRX, they don't have the gap closed to get in their face and convert from it. It's just one man left effectively. R3D, try as he might to get any